Hi everyone, Pratima here from Gadget Byte. I hope you guys are doing well. So today I have the Redmi Note 11 Pro's global variant with me, which is launching soon here in South Asia. The phone has been confirmed to launch in India on March 9 and it will be followed by other markets shortly. If you recall, last year's Note 10 Pro was an incredible all-rounder phone, probably even the mid-range phone of the year. And naturally, the expectation is quite high for this year's Note 11 Pro too. By the way, Xiaomi has released two variants of the phone so far. One is the 4G variant with a modest Helio G96 chipset, while the 5G variant comes with Snapdragon 695. Besides this, the rest of the specs are pretty identical on these phones. I, for one, have been using the 4G variant for a couple of days alongside the Poco X4 Pro, which is technically the 5G variant of the Note 11 Pro. Anyway, let me quickly show you guys what we get inside the box. As you can see, there's a standard Redmi packaging here. Opening up the box, the first thing we get to see is the handset itself. I have it in this grey color option, but you can choose from Polar White and Star Blue variants. One peculiar thing that I noticed right away is that the Note 11 Pro does not come with a pre-applied screen protector like most Redmi phones, although Xiaomi has included one inside the box. But sadly, its quality is pretty rubbish, so you might want to apply a better aftermarket screen protector here. Xiaomi has also included a transparent case as well as a charger here. This one's a 67-watt power brick with a Type A to Type C cable, which is a significant jump from the 33-watt charger we got with the Note 10 Pro. Now, as for the pricing, we can expect the Note 11 Pro 4G to be priced very similar to the Note 10 Pro Max, while the 5G variant should cost a couple of thousands more. And if you compare this phone with last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, features by features, the Note 11 Pro might seem a little underwhelming and not much of an upgrade. But after using it for a couple of days, I can instantly notice some major quality of life improvements here. First off, I think this design looks relatively modern and more robust than its predecessor. It has this flat design language with sharp edges that looks pretty similar to the more expensive Xiaomi 11i Hypercharge. The back also has Gorilla Glass protection while it's not glossy too, just the way I like it. As a result, fingerprints and smudges are much less prominent here. Likewise, it retains the right amount of heft and it's not too heavy or too light as well. So design-wise, I see the Note 11 Pro as a great quality of life upgrade, and I think most of you will like what Xiaomi has done on this front. And by the way, at the right side of the frame, we get a fingerprint sensor along with the power button and volume keys. In terms of port selection, the Note 11 Pro also does not skip on a 3.5mm headphone jack, an IR blaster or stereo speakers either. Its audio output gets quite loud, to be honest. It obviously struggles in terms of low frequencies, but it's still good enough for watching movies and listening to songs. Likewise, the display is another area where the company has fine-tuned it over last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro. On paper, their 6.7 inches Full HD AMOLED screen with a 120Hz refresh rate sounds identical, but here the Note 11 Pro brings a brighter panel at 700 nits versus 450 nits on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Plus, it is also more responsive now since Xiaomi has bumped the touch response rate from 180Hz to 360Hz. With this, I could instantly notice just how responsive the touch is here, which feels like something you'd find on a more expensive mid-range phone. Not only that, it seems like the company has even optimized the fluidity of the 120Hz refresh rate. Last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro was plagued with a lot of micro stutters and jitters, but this time around I haven't faced such issues yet. However, Note 11 Pro's overall performance is not much of an upgrade over its predecessor, especially the 4G variant that I have with me. In all fairness, the Helio G96 chipset inside this phone is perfectly fine for all your day-to-day tasks, as I did not notice any lags or even a hint of sluggishness here. Apps open quick enough and the multitasking experience has been decent too. But the G96 does not deliver the most stable experience or the highest FPS numbers if you play a lot of games. Here, PUBG Mobile can only hit smooth graphics and ultra frame rates, which is strictly average gaming performance. I will definitely be testing out more games for the full review, but even now, I can confidently recommend you get the 5G variant if gaming's a priority for you. On top of faster performance, it is well 5G compatible as well. Sadly, both the 4G and 5G models of the Redmi Note 11 Pro boot on last year's Android 11 out of the box. It does bring the latest MIUI 13, but Android 11 in 2022 is a bit concerning on a mid-range phone like this one, if you ask me. And that's because unlike flagships or semi-flagship phones, they don't have the luxury of getting 3 or 4 years of updates. Even if Xiaomi says, hey, this phone will receive 2 years of OS updates, the reality is that it's only going to be updated up to Android 13. Anyway, there's a familiar quad camera setup at the back with a 108 megapixel primary and 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth and macro lenses. Funnily enough, the 5G variant skips the 2 megapixel depth sensor and comes with a triple camera setup instead. During my initial tests, to be very honest, I am not that impressed with the photos that I have captured so far. Still, I do think its color optimization is slightly better as compared to last year's Note 10 Pro. Here, the photos are not that oversaturated, neither are they contrast heavy. It can take some good images from the main as well as from the selfie camera under good lighting conditions. But I still think that this camera, especially the 108 megapixel primary lens, is behind what Samsung or even Realme is offering at this price segment. Plus, I am pretty surprised to see the lack of 4K as well as 60 FPS recording option here, both of which were present on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. As things stand, you can only record videos in 1080p 30 FPS on this phone. The Helio G96 does support 4K 30 FPS recording, but I think since the Snapdragon 695 on the more expensive 5G variant maxes out at 1080p videos, Xiaomi has hesitated on enabling the 4K option here as well. Getting to the battery, it's the same 5000 mAh cell as last year, and I have managed to get similar endurance with it as last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro, which is around 5 hours of screen on time. Well, not that great, but still good enough considering this 5-hour screen on time is under heavy usage that includes gaming for an hour or so, taking photos and videos, and watching movies as well. So if you are a comparatively moderate class of user, it should easily provide a day worth of usage. Moreover, charging up the phone is pretty fast with the provided 67-watt brick. It only takes 30 minutes to go from 0 to 75%, while a full charge takes less than an hour. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Redmi Note 11 Pro is all about quality of life improvements. It's like what Apple did going from the iPhone 12 to iPhone 13. And Xiaomi's philosophy here is basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. On top of that, they definitely have offered a better design, a better display, superior camera optimization, as well as faster charging speed this time around. Therefore, it's going to be interesting to see at what price the Note 11 Pro series is going to launch. Once I know their prices and after using it for 1 or 2 weeks more, I will be coming up with its review very soon, so you will definitely want to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. So guys, that was all for our unboxing and impressions of the Redmi Note 11 Pro. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Till then, I'm Pratima Adhikari, and thank you so much for watching.